I'm Ashley Billington, and you're watching The Warmup, presented by your local GEICO offices in Cypress, Katy, Spring, and Pearland. It's time to get warmed up for all the major basketball action. All right, so the holiday decorations are down. Winter is here. Although, let's be honest, it doesn't feel like winter outside, and basketball season is really starting to heat up. This is a loaded year for Houston area high school hoops, and that is definitely the case in District 24 5A. Let's start with a huge showdown at Shavano Creek tomorrow night. The second-ranked Sharks welcome number 3, Fort Bend Hightower, to the Shark Tank. It's been an eventful school year at Shavano Creek, where of course the football program just finished a perfect 16-0 season and won a state title. The basketball Sharks might be just as good as their football counterparts. The Shavano Creek Hoopsters are 16-2 and have looked downright dominant at times. But Hightower has looked equally impressive this season, as the Hurricanes are 18-4. Sophomore sensation Bryce Griggs averages 24 points a game and is a budding superstar. The winner of this one will be in the driver's seat for the district title race. You remember those really bad Sharknado movies? Well, this is the complete opposite. Let's call it Sharky Kane 1, Shavano Creek and Hightower for supremacy of the seas, or at least District 24 5A. Although there are a couple of other teams who might have something to say about that in 24 5A. Both Foster and Manville are off to strong starts as well. And the Mavs are ranked 12th in the state in Class 5A. It's safe to say this might be the toughest league in the entire state in any classification. Manville's 6 losses are by a combined, get this, 20 points, and one of those was in overtime. Meanwhile, the Mavs' wins are by an average of 15 points a game. So if this team can figure out how to win the close games, look out. Foster had a stretch earlier this season where it won 12 of 14 games. But the Falcons look to bounce back after losses to Hightower and Shavano Creek over the holiday break. There's definitely a lot of good basketball in the 5A level in the greater Houston area this season, and that extends to District 22 5A as well, where we'll see a Coug-nado tomorrow night as Galveston ball battles Crosby. Both the Tornadoes and Cougars made the playoffs a year ago, and they're both expected to compete with Texas City for the district title this season. Crosby recently won the consolation bracket of the Conroe Christmas Classic, and the Cougars seem to be on a roll. Meanwhile, Ball has won 9 of its last 11, with the 2 losses both coming from state-ranked 4A power Lamarck. Look for the Tornadoes to be in the district title mix all season long. As we mentioned at the top, this year is a loaded year for high school basketball in the Houston area. And that's definitely the case on the girls' side, where Cy Creek continues to crush every single opponent. The Lady Cougars are undefeated. That's right, 26-0. Cy Creek is ranked 3rd in the state in Class 6A. And the Lady Cougars are the focus of this week's Chevy Spotlight. You'll want to be sure to check out the full story on the Lady Cougars Saturday night on Chevy's Inside High School Sports. But until then, let's take a shot at the extra point. May Creek's Javon McCormick won the SEC Player of the Week for Auburn. McCormick had a career-high 28 points in the War Eagles' win over Mississippi State. The #1 running back in the state, Zach Evans, signed the dotted line to go to Georgia University. But it's now rumored that Evans will be changing his decision. But where will Evans end up is the question.
First and foremost, I want to apologize to all my college coaches for everything that's going on and what they're hearing. I'm really a good kid, and I wanted to, come up here. I came in, I learned from some former professionals how to overcome adversity. I made some stupid decisions, and I'm ready to compete at the next level.
Dan, what have you learned about Zach, and what have you tried to impart upon Zach this week?
I've known him for a few years, coming to camps. He made a mistake, man, and it was a stupid mistake. I let my emotions get the best of me. He said, Coach, I want another chance. I can prove to the world that I am a better person and I can make better decisions. And he's a kid, man. I got kicked off the team my junior year for doing something stupid. Coach let me back home. I made it up. The rest is history. He deserves another shot.
That's all we have for this week's episode. To stay up to date with all things inside high school sports, follow our social accounts. We have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Those will keep you up to the minute on everything happening around the greater Houston area and get you ready for your Saturday night when Chevrolet's Inside High School Sports is on KHU 11 at 11 p.m. hosted by Matt Musil. Thank you for watching The Warmup, presented by your local GEICO offices in Cypress, Katy, Spring, and Pearland. To get more information or a quote, go to geico.com/Houston. I'm Ashley Bullington, and I hope the last few minutes have gotten you warmed up for all the hardwood action.